So if we first and foremost love God, then we're able to actually pray correctly with the right intentions, the right goals, the right aims, the right wants and desires, because our hearts are being filled by God and His will and His word. So all of that just works in that manner. And if it's not like that, if we're actually just obsessed with the world, obsessed with ourselves, our prayers, they could be religious. We could have been taught and trained to pray for the right things. But ultimately, is our heart really desiring those things? And are we really satisfied with the outcomes of prayer if we're saying, God, do your will? Your will is great. And then we actually don't want that. Are we going to be satisfied in our prayer life? I think not. That's why we have a lot of depressed Christians out there. They've learned to pray those prayers. They've learned to ask for the right things. And they do, because they're doing their religious duty, basically. But in their hearts, they really do want other things, and they're not satisfied. And that ends up with anxiety. That ends up with depression. That ends up with addiction. That ends up with people not going to church anymore. It ends up so messed up, which is why we need to teach people how to pray, and we need to teach people what in the name of Jesus means. We need to teach them, because if they don't get on board with their heart actually yearning towards God, they're going to have a very disappointing experience within the Christian community or within the Christian faith. And it's because they're being mistaught, or they're not being taught more specifically.
Because I be worried about your soul while you still be doubting you got a soul.